my goodness. It is officially Premier Women's Wednesday, January 21. And I think that all of our Texas friends are as cold as ice. So we had to have a little, us Northern girls had to have a little humor for our let us know in the comments.
Of all of you that are freezing out there. Happy PWR Premier Women's Rodeo Wednesday.
Welcome to January 21, 2026. Premier Women's Wednesday, Rodeo Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. But we're happy to be here, Women's Wednesday. It's I feel like we're on a roll. We were here last week. We're here this week. Good morning, Sammy Joe.
Salute. Good morning. Cheers to you.
I got my coffee. So happy to be here today. We have kind of a great little show just to kind of give everybody a rundown of a few things. But I am headed to Dallas tomorrow, and I'm a little nervous because all of my Texas friends tell me hell is coming and the frozen tundra is coming. It's my fault, maybe. I don't know. It's my fault that Texas is freezing because I'm coming.
No, it's going to be just fine, and it may be a little chilly. You're probably going to have to de-ice, but on our where you want to go on a Wednesday, Lindsay, you kind of already talked about it, but yeah, you are headed to Dallas and going to go see all of our friends at WISA.
Yeah, I am I'm going to go hug some necks and see some friends and try to continue to build partnerships for PWR with some of the cool brands that are there. So if anybody is interested, hit us up at support@wrwc.rodeo, and I'm happy to have those conversations because we're super excited to continue to build this brand. But where do you want to go, Sammy Joe? I mean, I'm gonna go and come back because I got basketball games on Saturday. But where do you want us to go?
I gave a shout out there. My heart's torn because of course I want to be with you in Dallas at WISA saying hi to all of our friends. Last week we gave a shout out to Cave Creek, Arizona, and Marianne Miller and the all-girl ropings that she's putting on there. They got a great turnout. Shout out to everybody that went to that roping, and they're doing it again tomorrow. So if you're anywhere around Cave Creek, Arizona, you can go to that all-girl roping there. Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo is up and running, and all of our friends are there having fun at the stock show. So it's hard to not want to be in Fort Worth. But yeah, a lot of great things happening, and I think we could just show great events to nominate this week. Yeah. If you are chasing being in the top 20 of the leaderboard, let's maybe break that down, Lindsay. What does it take to qualify, and why should girls keep nominating throughout the year?
Yeah, so we take the top 20 in each classification. So pro, challenger, and limited in the barrels and the breakaway, and pro and challenger in the team roping. The top 20 in the leaderboard get to the PWR Championship. The number one nominated girl in each individual event that wins a qualifier series spots gets in. And then we will have the last chance qualifier, still ironing out the details. But if you are kind of planning and you're just kind of banking on getting in on the last chance qualifier, then that would be, just think that May the 6th through May the 9th, 10th, that weekend. So just kind of plan out and schedule that, when you're looking at maybe thinking you're going to try to get in on the last chance qualifier. So you either have to be qualifier series champion, event winner, at the top 20 in the leaderboard, or the last chance qualifier. Like I said, it will be that week, May 6th through the 10th. That weekend is what we are kind of getting, like we said, ironing out. As girls, we like to get it ironed out before we go. But there's a great event that took place a couple days ago, the Web Monday Night Winter Series. Thanks to Dirk and his amazing team. We have the Cave Creek All Girl tomorrow that will have expanded points. Obviously, the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. If there's girls that are going, that's a great event to nominate because you do get a couple chances in your bracket and then in the semifinals and the finals. Stockyards, if you want to get some runs in at Cowtown Coliseum, they have, I think as of right now, I don't think that they've canceled that event or postponed it. But I think it's still going. And then Sunday night all girl in Whitesboro is postponed.
Correct. That one is postponed. Yeah. So
it is. And they were Division III expanded points or like extended points to 10th. That's all that means. It just means they were giving points in those 10 places. I got to fix my light, huh?
Sorry. Yeah. Close that window.
My window.
Yeah.
But so that's all. When we're talking about some of those points that are points down to 10th, it's points down to 10th in those paid rounds. So,
and we did last week was kind of the first week we talked about that. We got a lot of questions on how do I make my event expanded points to 10. The biggest thing is it does need to be a series event or, a major association approved type. So reach out to us, support at wrwc.rodeo. If you are a producer, you're putting on all girl events, we would love to work with you. And we can kind of talk about the options of doing expanded points and what it takes to do that. So,
yeah. So those bigger events that have, quite a bit of added money and or are having a series is important to us on those situations. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have several qualifier series events coming up throughout February. Can't believe it's already January 21st and we're almost into February. So we'll just break down really quick some of these events. The full qualifier series list is on our website, womensrodeochampionships.com. But the first team roping we have next is the Hamilton All Girl. February 12th, Kenna Francis puts this event on. There will be an open with a 9.5 incentive. We'll take the highest nominated header and healer. It doesn't matter if you're pro or challenger. We take the highest nominated header healer out of the open. And then there's a number 9.5. And you do anybody roping in the 9.5 can nominate, but you have to be a 4.5 or less to win the QS spot. So again, if you have questions about that, reach out. But that's how Hamilton will run. Mardi Gras Classic. I love when we shared this. Adrian, who's our poster child on this flyer, commented and she's like, they picked the perfect person to promote Mardi Gras Classic. And
yeah, they did.
She got a lot of love. So shout out Adrian for this beautiful photo. But February 14th in Stephenville, Extreme Team Roping. Thank you, Ben and Jody Clements. And your whole team there'll be an open all girl with a 9 incentive. So because it's just an open, that's where we take a pro header and healer that's the highest nominated, and then a challenger header and healer that's the highest nominated from the open. So different from when a producer like Kenna does an open and a number 9 class. That's why we take, either 2 teams out of just the open or 1 team out of the open and 1 team out of the 9. So again, you can see these flyers on our social media and that breaks these down.
Yep.
Bill Pickett. Hey. Lindsay, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, absolutely. So we did have the great opportunity to work with the wonderful ladies at Bill Pickett Rodeo organization, and we are offering qualifier series spots for 2 Bill Pickett events. The first one being February the 14th at Cowtown Coliseum in Fort Worth, Texas. And what this is these Bill Pickett ladies, it's a exclusive opportunity for the Bill Pickett Cowgirls. They will need to purchase their PWR ID card, allow us to get them classified in the barrels, the team roping, and in the breakaway. And then we will award those qualifier series spots. Same thing, 1 pro, 1 challenger, and 10 in the limited in the barrels and the breakaway. So really excited for opening up that opportunity with our Bill Pickett ladies. So if there's any questions, I know that you can reach out to us at support, or you can reach out to the ladies at Bill Pickett in the office and they can explain it to you as well. So super excited for that. And that's a great event. That's one of their majors. And then the other event is in Tennessee. So really excited to expand those opportunities for Bill Pickett Cowgirls.
Absolutely. Yeah, reach out. Stephanie pretty much has all the details, but we're here to help too if you got any questions. Then Kellyanne McPherson with Busy Bee Productions and her whole team. The Grand Prix is a barrel race that will happen February 19th through the 22nd in Stephenville. The Friday 3D sweepstakes will take 1 pro, 1 challenger, and up to 10 limited out of that race. That's up to 2 from each D. And then, of course, the open 5D will base it off the average 1 pro, 1 challenger, up to 10 limited from there as well. So barrel racers, Grand Prix, great event to nominate as well. You do have to have your PWR card to be eligible for all of these events. Don't forget to go grab that in Next Gen. And then NBHA. We haven't done an NBHA in a minute, Lindsay, but Fletcher, North Carolina, there will be an open barrel race. So again, with NBHA, we have a special partnership with them where at the time of entry in Saddlebook, you can either pay $250, get your ID card, and be in the PWR side pot, which does pay out, obviously, a side pot payout, and you're eligible for the QS. If you want to nominate, though, if you're chasing points, you do need to go in the VRQ and nominate the event to earn points. You won't receive points for being in the side pot, but you are eligible for those qualifier series spots. So if you have not entered the Fletcher, North Carolina race for the area Asheville Super Show, make sure you add that PWR side pot to your entry so you're eligible for the QS. And if you want to get those points, nominate in the VRQ. And that wraps up our February QSs, but I don't want to stop there, Linz. We should jump to the website really quick and just look at our March events because entries are open. So now's the time, to get entered.
Yeah, we had a great conversation and continuing to just be blessed by all of the people with Peterson Productions. And so the BFI will be a qualifier series in the breakaway and the team roping again. And so thankful for that. And their entries are open. So if you are looking through your calendar and trying to figure out exactly where you want to go in March, put the BFI. It's such a great historic event. The Charlie One Horse All Girl, and that is on March the 26th. Our friends, Battaglia's in California, but Marky got married, so I don't know what, I mean, I'm just gonna keep calling her Battaglia. So congratulations to Marky and Shane. They did get married, but the Ramona All Girl will be March the 30th. The Oil Capital Classic, the Rack City Classic, all of these great events in March, but entries are open for the BFI, so make sure you get over there and get entered. They, I was having a conversation with Tiba Smith yesterday, and she won a breakaway, and she won a saddle pad and this like bucket full of all these things. I'm like, a girl loves a good bucket full of trinkets. Just some swag. There was like brushes and horse stuff, and I'm like, just warms my heart to see a girl get a bucket full of stuff because we all love to try new products. The ultimate consumer is I'm very much guilty of being that girl, so I love new products. But so just so many great events, but go ahead and get on the books there for the BFI because their entries are open
Yeah. So just looking, we had some requests to add disciplines on this site. We will do that, but we're getting down to the wire. You know, there are a handful of team ropings left, a couple barrel races, and only one breakaway. The BFI is our last breakaway QS. So yeah, if you've got questions about these events, reach out. But definitely go ahead, get pre-entered. It helps the producer know too that you're coming. Get nominated right away. If you're brand new, we can classify you in plenty of time so you know whether you're pro, challenger, or limited. And yeah, it's just good to get ahead of it and be ready to roll.
This schedule is on the website, Women's Rodeo Championship, and just kind of a call out for everybody pretty soon. It was supposed to be a little sooner, and then we ran into a little hiccup, but the website will transition into premierwomensrodeo.com. So just know that that's coming as well. You can still put in Premier Women's Rodeo. It will still take you, or I'm sorry, Women's Rodeo Championship, and it will take you to Premier Women's Rodeo. So don't freak out. The website is going to kind of catch up to our transition into PWR. But this schedule is on the website under the qualifier series, so you can go in there and check all of those. But like Sammy Jo said, top 20, or I said top 20 in leaderboard, but the last QS in the breakaway is the BFI. So go ahead and make sure if you're kind of chasing that qualifier series spot, that's the one to get at and make sure that you get qualified that way.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Are you ready? Drum roll. Thank you to our friends at Smarty Rodeo, because we are officially again the Smarty Rodeo Goat Tying Showcase, and so excited for that. We did have a question this week about how do you get nominated or how do you get qualified for the Smarty Rodeo Goat Tying Showcase, and I think that we should break that down for those ladies. There isn't qualifier series for the goat tying. We know that there's not a lot of open goat tying jackpots kind of all over the country. And so we are allowing the goat tyers to nominate. There are 10 regional rodeos for college rodeos. And then there's a list of 10 kind of premier rodeos for high school rodeo athletes. You can nominate your state finals. You can nominate the WCJR. You can nominate some of those major I think Icebreakers might be on the list. There's some of the bigger high school rodeos that you can nominate for the goat tying. And then our dear friend Stacy Martin has been having some open goat tyings. I know that there's a few on the list that have been kind of coming up of open goat tying. And that's what we're so excited for, because that was the kind of plan behind why we wanted to have goat tying, because, you know, once you were a hardcore goat tyer, and only my hardcore goat tyers know what this means, because I still can't hardly get out of bed in the morning. But once you're done in college, once you run your last goat at the college finals or your last regional college rodeo, it's over. And we wanted to allow these ladies to continue their opportunities to continue their craft, because you worked so hard to be an amazing goat tyer. That we wanted there to be another avenue. So this is the list of the rodeos that you can nominate for the goat tying. Intermountain Icebreakers is coming up pretty soon. I had an email come across about that event. And so just know that these are the lists that you can nominate, and any open goat tying. So if there's a goat tying jackpot, as long as it's open, where anybody 13 years or up can enter, you can nominate that. So just let us know if there's flyers. We just have to verify the results through the BRQ, but you can nominate any open goat tying. So maybe at the regional college rodeos, maybe you girls can talk to, a producer and see if you can't have a goat tying jackpot on a Tuesday, Wednesday night, whatever that is. So just know that any open goat tying, you can accumulate points, and then that list. But all right, thanks so much to Amanda Schaefer and our team and her team at Smarty Rodeo. We're so thankful for them.
Absolutely.
The goat tying champion again will get a custom PWR Smarty Rodeo horse. Yes. And if you haven't had the chance to use one of those, a Smarty Rodeo horse, and kind of get in on that, it is the most amazing tool as a goat tyer to save your horse, and really get some great practice and keep your feet. So thank you to our friends at Smarty. Also, there's a saddle, there's a buckle, there's $1,000 bonus to the world champion at the end of it. It was one of my favorite things at the finals was watching everyone's like my generation of goat tires. If you were tying them in 7, you were kicking butt. Suzanne Williams, Montero Williams was the only girl that was tying them in 6. There was a couple girls that were tying them in 6, and now girls, if you tie them in 6, you're like, 5th or 6th place. So the evolution of goat tying has just been amazing, and these women are athletes to the core. But then my other favorite thing is that we will have these goat tires in the showdown round of the PWR. In my mind, we will be sold out on Friday night, May the 15th at Cowtown Coliseum, and these goat tires are going to be part of that performance. So I'm excited.
So we'll break that down. So when you're in the top 20 of the goat tying as of April 12th, our team will reach out directly to who those 20 girls are, and you will be given all the info on how to enter the event. Everyone will be paying a $500 entry fee this year, and that's just going to help this showcase pay out even more, which is awesome. We do have the $10,000 added that goes towards this event, 70% payback. So everyone's guaranteed 2 full rounds. That will happen the afternoon of Thursday, May 14th. We're going to have a slack round that day. The full schedule for the PWR Championship is coming soon, along with the ground rules. So we'll have this all broken down. But goat tires, Thursday, May 14th. You will run your first 2 that afternoon inside Cowtown Coliseum. From that, we will determine the top 10 that advance on to the short round. And like Lindsay just said, the short round happens Friday night during the PWR Championship ticketed performance in front of the sold out crowd that we're planning on. And you'll get your victory lap in the Smarty horse, the $1,000 world champ bonus. All of the points that you girls are earning throughout the year are added to the points that you'll receive at the championship, and that determines who wins that world champion bonus with the buckle and all the things. So you do have to have a PWR ID card to nominate. You need to be 13 years old or older to participate with us. You can nominate, like Lindsay said, all of these open events. And then just one final shout out to our producer, Chance Whitehead, who's putting on this 3D goat tying and breakaway jackpot February 28th in Binger, Oklahoma. We are going to make this an exclusive double points event. So goat tires, mark this on. Oh, it didn't switch over. Sorry. This is the flyer, and I know that it's on our social media as well. But you can check out this event in Binger. Go get double points, which will help with that world champion race and help you get into the top 20. You're not going to want to miss this event. So I know Dirk Webb is planning on putting on a bunch of open goat tyings. I know there's a lot of producers out there that are adding them, and that's the goal. We want girls to keep participating. We want goat tying to stay strong as ever. And who knows the growth that could happen with goat tying. But for now, get nominated, get in the top 20, and we will see you all in May.
And really, with the inclusion of goat tying last year and then opening up this year, we have discussed, and it's going to happen, that we will have women's ranch bronc riding and women's bull riding at the finals. So really celebrating the opportunities to open the door with welcome arms for all female rodeo athletes, no matter your discipline. There's our Sammy Joe and I's passion project is to make sure that every woman feels celebrated at PWR and has a chance to compete. And so we're very thankful for the PBR in kind of appreciating the craziness that we have. We have a couple other kind of ideas brewing around, and so we're just thankful that they say yes sometimes. That they appreciate our craziness and our passion to make sure that all female rodeo athletes have an avenue at PWR. So, kudos to our hefes for agreeing to my craziness or our craziness.
Absolutely. So join us next week. We will go through the full schedule, the details around limited. We want to talk to y'all about entry fees and the limited and how that's going to pay out. So join us next week for that. But let's just finish today, Lindsay, with talking through the schedule one more time, because especially for the goat tires that we just talked about, everybody gets to get dressed up on Monday, May 11th for our back number ceremony and welcome gala. And that will happen on the evening of Monday, May 11th. That's our kickoff to the party.
Have you already picked your outfit out? Have you done that? No. I've been shopping.
Definitely not. You have? Ooh.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to wear because I love it.
Is teal in your color scheme with our new teal logo?
It should be, huh? Hey, I like to wear turquoise and teal.
I mean, turquoise, yeah, you can dress anything up
like this, but I don't know if it's my color on my whole body. I kind of like to wear black, Well, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
We'll keep y'all. Yeah. You let us know too what y'all are thinking of wearing, but hopefully we'll have some different ideas of things to wear to the gala coming soon. But so to start though, Lindsay mentioned this earlier, the last chance qualifier is a big part of our event. We are aiming to have a barrel race, team roping, and breakaway within that week before our event. So more details to come on that, but you're going to want to probably take off your barrel racer May 6th for an open barrel race happening in Decatur, Texas, hint, as our last chance qualifier. And then team ropers, breakaway ropers that weekend, Friday and Saturday before our event, we will plan to do our last chance qualifier. The back number ceremony will happen the evening of May 11th. Everyone qualified is going to be asked very nicely, but with a mandatory line next to it. We want everyone that's qualified to our event walking across the stage. There's a lot of people that want to see you and see you receive. Carroll Company creates personalized back numbers. They're felt. They're going to be teal this year. And our sponsors that put so much into congratulating all of you, celebrating the women that have worked year round to qualify. We want all of you there. So even goat tires that don't compete until the 14th, figure it out. Come in the 11th. You can watch the competition, get in the arena and warm up, and then be there all week to celebrate the women with us. So
get qualified in another discipline. I mean, that's what I say if you're a goat tire.
Amen.
Yeah. In the breakaway or the barrel race or the team roping and, make it an eventer.
Yeah, for sure. So we will do our big celebration Monday evening, and then Tuesday, first thing, we're going to kick off with round 1. If you are in the top 15 of the leaderboard in pro, challenger, or limited, you will compete in the evening of Monday and Tuesday for your round 1 and round 2 competition. Everybody else, whether you're outside of the top 15 of the leaderboard, you're a qualifier series winner, or you're a last chance qualifier, you will compete that morning/afternoon. We are bringing in the potential of 450 runs. So it's going to be a long day on Monday and Tuesday, but that's why we split that up. We take the top 15, bring them in that evening. Everybody else competes that afternoon on Monday and Tuesday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday. I keep getting that confused, Lindsay.
It's okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday is round 1 and 2. Then we go into Thursday, which is our semifinals performance. But that morning and afternoon will be our goat tying showcase round 1 and 2. And we will pull out the bottom 8 that qualified to the semifinals, and they will compete in a slack We don't have enough time in our performance that evening to run all 32 runs of the semifinals in pro and challenger. So we will have a slack that afternoon on Thursday, the 14th, and then we'll have our performance that evening. We'll showcase the first ever women's bull riding and ranch bronc riding in that first performance. And we'll have it's going to be a show. If you are a fan that wants to support women's rodeo, you can get your tickets now, cowtowncoliseum.com. And then it's Friday, the championship day. Thanks to our friends at Cedar Creek Cowgirls. We will do.
Oh, wait a minute. You forgot to say that we are going to crown our world champions on Thursday night.
Take it away, Lindsay. You are right.
On Thursday night, that is when the world title race will be over, and we will crown our world champions, awarding $5,000 cash bonuses in the pro and the challenger, $1,000 in the limited world champion, and then also the $20,000 coveted world champion all around cowgirls. So all of those world championship races will end that Thursday night, the 14th. Okay, now you can go to the championship round.
This is why we're a good tag team.
Now you can go there.
So it's championship day. It's Friday. We will have our get ready party brought to you by Cedar Creek Cowgirls. She's bringing in makeup artists, and that's just a day that we love to celebrate those of you competing in the championship round that evening. There will be 60 of you this year. So we're bringing a total of 12 teams. So 12 headers, 12 heelers. We are going to bring a total of 13 barrel racers. So that's 6 pros, 6 challengers, and 1 limited. And then 13 breakaway ropers. Same thing, 6 pros, 6 challengers, 1 limited into the championship round. So we've doubled the amount of girls that have the opportunity to come into the championship round. First place is that $60,000 championship check. We've got the buckles. We've got the saddles. Anybody can win it. It's a clean slate. Charmaine Holdren was our limited girl that showed up last year and took 2nd place and went home with $25,000. So it's going to be an exciting performance that Friday evening. And then if you are our event champions, PBR wants to celebrate you on Saturday in Dickey's Arena during the PBR World Finals as well. So it's not over yet. You get to go on to Dickey's on Saturday, walk across
the PBR World Finals, which is its own amazing show on that Saturday night. I do want to call out that there's a lot going on in Dallas and Fort Worth, that area. They have the equestrian games that are like in April, and then the Fiat World Cup for soccer starts like that time, and so they're in AT&T and in Globe Life. I mean, they have like taken over all the major stadiums in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So that is a large reason as to why we are keeping our home at Cowtown Coliseum and not transitioning into a different arena for that championship round. But and then the configuration of how they're doing Dickey's for the PBR World Finals, it would not be safe for us to compete in there. So really the safety of the girls is the most important for us, and the horses. I mean, we can't do anything without our horses, and their safety is so important to us. So we are going to stay in our home at Cowtown Coliseum. So if that was anybody's wonder and question of why we weren't transitioning, there's a big soccer tournament happening in North Texas. So it's kind of a big one, like a really big one. So
yes, absolutely. So that is the plan. Tune in next week. We will run through the full schedule, talk about entry fees, talk about ground rules. We got a lot to talk about, but I think the last thing, Lindsay, we should end our lives moving forward with a little PWR Championship tip. Yes. I think we've got some girls that are brand new to PWR that have qualified for the first time to our championship, and it'd be fun to just start doing little tips to prepare them. What do they need to know? What should they be doing to be safe to travel across the country to come to our finals?
Well, I think that you're showing my age a little bit with my senior advice of the best way to travel. But I would say my tip for today's PWR Women's Wednesday would be, number one, about 2 weeks before you're going to make that major trip of hundreds of miles, and the trip all the way to Cowtown Coliseum in Will Rogers, where we'll be housing the horses. And Cowtown Coliseum for PWR Championship is 2 weeks before. Make an appointment with your closest kind of trailer maintenance and get your brakes and your bearings packed, and kind of get all of that trailer, make sure you don't have anything happening with your tires. And maybe you're better off buying a new tire before you leave than trying to run one with maybe some wires showing and just taking the chance that it's not going to blow. So tip for today is to 2 weeks before you have a big trip, get your trailer in and get all of the bearings and the brakes checked.
And we know a lot of you are from Stephenville. It's only a couple-hour drive, but our dear friend Heather Moon that competes with us, her and her husband own Crossfire Trailer Services. So give them a call. I know Heather and her awesome husband can take care of you.
Yes, they can. So we hope everybody has an amazing Wednesday, January the 21st. We at Premier Women's Rodeo appreciate you and have a wonderful, safe, stay warm, Texans. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.